Hey guys, and welcome to the video. So today, Juice Plus weight loss. Are the claims false? Does it help you lose weight? Can it help you lose weight? What kind of weight loss can you get? Is it long-term, short-term? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video. So a lot of people use Juice Plus for weight loss, for fat loss. However, looking around their website, they don't actually claim their products are for losing weight. They claim that their products provide you more vitamins and minerals to get better health. They call it bridging the gap. So can Juice Plus actually help you lose weight? Is it meant to be for weight loss? Let's look into that in this video. And as I said, a lot of people are using it for weight loss. So let's look into how it could help you for weight loss and whether that works in the long term. And don't forget to watch to the end, where I will be giving you the opportunity to register for my free binge eating and emotional eating webinar, where I teach you all about emotional eating and cravings and things like that, sugar addiction, and also giving you the chance to download my free food structure guide, so how to structure your meals without counting calories, points, and things like that. So part one of this video, what does Juice Plus actually help you with, and what is the evidence for that? So having a look around their website, there's a small section that says weight management. And so first of all, what does weight management actually mean? It's a very ambiguous term. Weight management could be losing weight, but it could be maintaining your weight, could be gaining your weight. Someone that needs to manage their weight could actually want to put on weight. So it's a very ambiguous term. It doesn't actually claim anything. Now, underneath this section, they've listed some studies. So after reading through these studies, most of them are comparing eating a low fruit and vegetable diet to eating the Juice Plus capsules, the fruit and vegetable capsules. So one of these studies was done in the following way. So they took a group of people and they told them not to eat so much fruit and vegetables in the 2-week period leading up to the study. And then they put them into two groups. One of them continued like that, and then one of them ate the Juice Plus capsules, and the one that ate the Juice Plus fruit and vegetable supplement had better health markers. So if we think about this, this is quite obvious. So if you go from not eating much fruit and vegetables to eating some kind of vitamins and minerals, you're going to have an improvement in health, right? So we don't know whether the Juice Plus is better than anything else because we haven't compared it to other products or other vitamins and minerals. All we've compared it to is eating a low fruit and vegetable diet to eating the Juice Plus supplements. And in these studies, it doesn't mention anything about weight loss or weight management. It just mentions a benefit to health. So what we got from this is that if you have a very low fruit and vegetable diet and you take the Juice Plus capsule supplements, you could have an improvement in health. Nothing to do with weight, just improvement in health. So the question now comes over cost, and why wouldn't you try to improve your diet by eating more fruits and vegetables, right? So the cost of Juice Plus capsules is as follows. So for the veg and fruit ones, it is £41 per year in the UK and £61.75 for the fruit, veg and berries version. And that works out, as written on my hand, £492 per year or £741 per year. So the cost is quite considerable over the year. And we also have the Juice Plus Complete product, which I feel a lot of people are using for weight loss, even though it doesn't mention that on the website, which is £34.75 per month. And from reading around the internet, this is what people are using, and it's like a shake which you make and you consume instead of a meal. So that is the one that if you were to try and lose weight with Juice Plus, you'd probably be using. And just a note, that wasn't the one that was mentioned in the studies around weight management, which I talked about before. So the cost of Juice Plus could be an issue. I've done a little experiment. I went to an online supermarket in the UK, Tesco, and put all the ingredients that the Juice Plus capsules, the fruit, the vegetables, and the berries have in them, into my shopping basket. And you can see on the screen these products passing by, and the total for this is quite a lot of stuff. It is £21.88. So that's a saving over the month of £39.87 or £479 per year in saving by eating real fruit and vegetables over taking the Juice Plus capsules. And also, just a note, with fruit and vegetables, real fruit and vegetables, you get added benefits of the fiber that they contain, and also they keep you fuller as well. And obviously they're part of like food, so you'll get to eat things rather than drink it through the shake or the capsules. So remember, with Juice Plus there are several products, so we shouldn't be mixing these up. But the thing that is talked about most is the Juice Plus capsules, which their slogan, their tagline is bridging the gap, getting more vitamins and minerals that you're not getting. The complete product is the shake, which you could use for weight loss. Now, I understand that fruit and vegetables are different prices in different countries, so this number could vary where you are. But in terms of what you're actually doing, if you are using a supplement, Juice Plus or any other supplement, to provide your vitamins and minerals, you're losing out on learning the skills of how to eat properly. And so when you don't have the Juice Plus available in any situation, what do you do instead? You haven't got the skills, you haven't learned the skills, you don't know what to eat, you don't know how to cook the food, you haven't thought about how it benefits you or even enjoying eating in that form. So you lose out on this experience of eating like real food to get your full range of vitamins and minerals in. So that's one of the disadvantages of taking a tablet, a capsule, to get vitamins and minerals in. And also the text that I was reading explained how we don't know whether Juice Plus in this form is any better than eating a standard multivitamin. There's no like research that's comparing the two. So we're just making assumptions when we think, oh, natural is better than synthetic, because how do we know? There's a lot of synthetic things that are good for us, things that are made. For example, people that need insulin is made synthetically to help their diabetes because their natural insulin is not working properly or their body is not responding to it. So there's nothing wrong with taking something synthetic. We just have this idea in our mind sometimes that man-made things are bad for us. Quite a lot of man-made things are good for us. And just a side note with some controversy. So Juice Plus has some high-paid celebrity endorsers, one of them being O.J. Simpson. And if you remember, O.J. Simpson went to trial for murder. And previously he'd claimed that Juice Plus had cured his arthritis. However, in the court case, he explained that he couldn't have committed the crime he did because he was being affected so much by arthritis that he couldn't move much. So it's either one or the other. So he either lied about one or lied about the other. So we shouldn't always believe people that are paid to endorse products. Just a note there. So now to part two for the weight loss. So there are some people that claim that Juice Plus has helped them lose weight. Remember I said that the Juice Plus complete product is probably aimed at weight loss. And although it doesn't claim this on the website, I completely believe that people have lost weight using this. So let me explain more about that. So how does weight loss work? It's very simple. All you need to be doing is eating less than your body needs. We call that a calorie deficit. So being in a deficit of calories causes your body to lose weight. So let me explain that with a glass and some water. So let's say, just for this example, you need 2,000 calories per day to survive. Just an example. And this is your fuel tank. So this has to receive 2,000 calories. 2,000 calories is up to the top, right? So I fill that with 2,000 calories. And so if you're consuming 2,000 calories, you are going to maintain your weight because you are consuming just the right amount. So what happens now if you don't consume 2,000 calories? So taking some out of there. So let's say you only consume 1,750. So your fuel tank is not full. So you haven't got enough calories over the day to maintain your weight. What happens? This needs to be full. So it has to come from somewhere. If it's not coming from your food, it has to come from somewhere else. So what happens? It comes from your body fat instead. So energy comes from your body fat to fill this up to 2,000 calories. So what happens? You lose weight. Very simple. So let's now explain this in terms of exercise, adding in exercise. So remember I said we need 2,000 calories in this example to lose weight. So that's full up to 2,000 calories. Now, what happens if we add in some extra movement, some extra exercise? So I've got a bigger glass here, and this can represent our bigger amount of exercise. So if I tip this water into this glass, what now happens? This is a huge gap. So what's happened now is we need more energy to maintain our weight because we're doing more movement, more exercise. And so there's this huge gap. We're eating the same amount of calories as before. There's this huge gap formed because we are doing more calorie burning. So adding movement increases your need for energy. So you can create this calorie deficit just by doing more movement. So when we add those two concepts together, eating less food, eating less than we need, but also doing more movement, it creates a gap. So the gap is defined by how much movement and how much food we eat. So if we eat less food, the gap is bigger. If we do more exercise, the gap is bigger. So that's why it's generally recommended to do both, because you get a bit of both, right? So you can eat a little bit less and do a little bit more exercise and get quite a big gap. So that's how weight loss generally works. So every diet out there tries to achieve this same thing. It does it in a different way, whether it's counting points, counting calories, cutting out food groups, carbs, fats, whether it's limiting your eating time to certain parts of the day. So how does Juice Plus achieve this? It replaces a meal with the Juice Plus Complete shake. So if you were previously having a meal that was maybe 400 calories, 500 calories, 600 calories, however many calories, and replace it with the Juice Plus Complete, which has 205 calories in a glass, then you've cut out calories. And so you are entering into a calorie deficit. So if you do that over enough days, you'll be burning fat instead of consuming food to maintain or even put on weight. So that's simply how it works. So there's nothing special about Juice Plus. It's just another way to reduce your calories, another way to put yourself into a calorie deficit. So the question comes now, is this a good way to do it? In my opinion, it isn't. And I'm going to explain why with 4 reasons. So number 1 is you become dependent on the shakes. So having a shake doesn't teach you how to eat in a way to lose weight. So if you ever stop the shakes or you don't have them with you, then you've not learned anything to be able to eat in a way to lose weight, because you could be doing the same thing with food. You could be reducing your calories with food, but you're using the shake because it's very easy, you don't need to think about it. But what happens when you stop? What happens when you can't drink it? What happens if you suddenly were somewhere where you couldn't access it? You don't have the skills, you haven't learned the skills. So you become dependent on it, and it disempowers you to have the skills to actually lose weight without using an expensive product. So number 2 is that Juice Plus Complete is an expensive shake. So it's £417 a year, and it's called Juice Plus Complete. However, a little caveat, it's not complete. It mentions on the label that when you mix it with milk because it lacks enough protein. So you have to pay for extra milk as well. So adding on to that £417. And also it's marketed as a vegan product, but adding milk to get enough protein into it makes it a non-vegan product, if that is important to you. The next one, number 3, is super, super important. So just changing the way you eat doesn't solve your long-term weight loss problem, because it doesn't deal with any of the mindset and mental issues. So it doesn't help you with motivation, it doesn't help you with emotional eating, cravings, binge eating, sugar addiction, it doesn't help you with self-worth and things like that, which for me are the huge parts of weight loss that unless you solve motivation, unless you solve binge eating, unless you work on your self-worth, you're not going to feel better and you're not going to have it long term. As soon as you stop doing it, or you get tired, you get bored, you're just going to go back to how you were before, which unfortunately happens with the majority of people because they don't do this mindset work and they don't have the benefits of building motivation, getting rid of emotional eating and things like that. And on that note, down there in the description, I have my free webinar where I'll be talking about binge eating, emotional eating, craving, sugar addiction, why it happens and what to do to solve it. So Register for that free today and jump on the date and time that you select, and yeah, learn basically how to solve one of the biggest problems with weight loss. And reason number 4, the final one, is because you're not eating real food when you're having the shake, you are missing out on having proper meals with friends and family. So let's say you usually have your Juice Plus shake at lunchtime or in the evening, whatever. You can't eat real food, right? So you either have to sit there and drink your shake while other people eat food, or you don't go to the restaurant or whatever because you're having your meal in liquid form. So it takes out the enjoyment of eating real food. So that shake could be eaten as food if you learn how to eat in a structured way. And on that note as well, in the description below, I have my guide on how to structure your food to lose weight without counting points, without counting calories, without drinking juice. So if you would like that, feel free to download that today as well. So in summary, yes, drinking shakes, specifically Juice Plus, can help you lose weight, but it's most likely short-term weight loss. And we can imagine it just like going to the doctor. Let's say you have a headache that could be a serious problem, and you go to your doctor and they give you some pain medication to get rid of the pain. The pain is temporarily taken away. However, what if it was something serious going on in your head? And so once you stop taking the pain medication, the problem is still there, and it's probably got worse, and the pain comes back. Exactly the same with papering over your weight loss problem with a solution like Juice Plus. Yes, you can lose some weight for a little while, but as soon as something gets in the way, your weight will come back on. You haven't solved any of the problems, binge eating, your motivation, self-worth, things like that. Unless those things are sorted, then it'll just be circles round and round and round again until you finally decide, yes, I need to work on the proper things that have caused my weight loss and why I'm not getting results long term. And I'm not just saying this, I've spoken to hundreds of women who've told me the same thing, and they've done diets over and over again before they've come to me and said, yes, finally I need your help. And basically, it's very easy to be in the process of taking one of these products, using one of these products and saying, yes, it's working, I feel great, because you're in the process. You don't know what happens afterwards. Ask yourself, how many times you've done diets in the past and how many times have they failed? Why is this one going to be different? What is different about this? You haven't solved the real issues, the binge eating, the motivation, self-worth, things like that. Unless those are solved, unless those are put in place, then it's just going to be another one of these diets you add to the pile, and maybe you get some results for a little while, maybe even a couple of years, but in the end you end up going back unless you really, really solve the problem. Again, like the doctor example. So for this reason, I would not recommend Juice Plus for weight loss. And so what would I recommend? Like I mentioned before, down there in the description is my free food structure guide. This is the first process, the first part of learning to lose weight, learning to eat in a structured way, what you want to eat without counting calories, points, things like that. And then transitioning into learning how to deal with binge eating, get motivation that makes you get up every day with the drive to go towards your goal. Whereas a lot of people, after a little while, they'll start to sort of get lazy and start to get back into the old habits. We don't want that. We want every day to be, yes, I'm on this, I totally want this, and I know what I want, and I'm getting this amazing new life by doing it. So building this motivation is super important as well. And so, yeah, just take that into consideration when you're thinking about Juice Plus or any other similar products. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below. Do you use Juice Plus? How have you found it? How many diets have you done in the past? Anything else? Any questions? Feel free to ask, and I will see you in the next video.